Some of these social media commentators was even saying, you comrades don't love the EFF, you don't want the EFF to win elections. That's why you are saying what you are saying about this child who's a fraud. And all of a sudden you are scared to stay your position. Your position on that girl was necessitated by the fact that an African child is under attack. Any other means to defend each other is important that we implement it. Not this thing that you are doing, that you choose to fight an African child in favor of a white person. You must die with your boots on. You must be remembered for being a brave warrior and not a coward that became an amoeba. We are not in alliance with MK. We have nothing to do with MK. What MK does is none of our business. We disagree with MK. We are going to contest MK. We are going to say what we want to say and how we feel about MK. But when we arrive in parliament, the progressive must unite against the GNU of the racist DA and the Freedom Front Plus. A leader of the EFF who is well known in the EFF, who's very popular in social media, on television, radio, and everywhere else. The EFF gets under attack. These leaders do not say anything, but because they don't know where they stand. But there is a practical way to find out where they stand. Just go and look at where their parents stand. Look at where their relatives stand. Look at where their spouses stand. You will know that those closest to them are speaking on their behalf because they whispered into their ears. How can someone say the decision to join Umkhonto weSizwe is the best decision ever taken, and my wife Mantra is the first one to like such a thing, and you say Julius Malema is with us, when the partner likes the things that seeks to denounce the organization and where the organization stands, where the relatives, where the cousins and siblings have declared where they stand, and you still ask yourself, where does this leader stand? Look at those around him and you will know where these leaders stand. Comrades, there is no one who must not declare their confidence in the EFF. Those who choose to be silent during the attack of the EFF, we must know them for being the silent enemies of our organization, and they must be treated as such. Comrades, do not make the mistake of choosing people tomorrow who are too ashamed to choose you today. You are too busy following other resignations, popularizing certain people that they must take over, yet they are silent when people decided to abandon you. Why can't they choose you? Why do you keep on choosing the people who never choose you when it is time for them to choose you? They are telling you silently that as the movement recovers from a difficult elections and is surrounded by vultures, they do not choose you. They are choosing what looks like greener pastures. Many of them are opportunistic because they want to see whether they will emerge in the upcoming Third National People's Assembly before they decide whether they will remain in the EFF or not. Many of them are using the Third National People's Assembly as a threat that if they do not get elected or are not part of the leadership discussions leading up to the conference, then they will leave and join MKP. We must never be blackmailed by those who want to threaten us with leaving after the Third National People's Assembly. I want to say to them, leave now. Leave now so that we can know how many soldiers we have in this struggle to liberate our people. You must leave today because nothing is going to change between now and December. Nothing is going to change now and in the future The future looks bright because we determine it today. We are here to make our destiny for how the future looks like tomorrow. Live now. We have no reason to beg anyone. If you want to live, live now and leave us alone. Even if we are alone, we'll always continue to speak truth to power. Fellow fighters, none of you should allow anyone to bargain their loyalty for position. Anyone who bargains their loyalty in exchange for a position or deployment is an enemy agent who must be identified and isolated from our movement.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with Sonia because I'm saying hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's funny how he is still willing to defend Chidimma, but he's not addressing the identity fraud situation or the identity fraud crisis that we have in our country. This man is not for us. He was never for us, and I'm glad Shivambu actually left him. Serves him right. Anyway, we do have some EFF members that are still very much in denial. I saw yesterday when the press conference took place, some were defending and saying, how do you know he's talking about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi? How do you know? How do you know? You know, I mean, come on now. We all have one thing in common as human beings, and that is common sense. But at the same time, I'm like, even Bushiri's followers are still defending him, honey. So who are we to judge? You know, if they are willing to defend the party until the end, even though they can see, you know, red flags, it's fine. Let them defend their party. We can't hold that against them. But don't piggyback us about obvious things that only needs common sense. Anyway, it's funny how he, you know, he's willing to partner with the MK in parliament, but he's not willing to partner with them on the ground. To me, it just says he needs an alliance in parliament to fight this GNU, whatever. But outside, he's willing to betray them. Because it's either we are together or we are not together. You get it? Like, it's either we're going to fight on the ground and in parliament, or we're not going to fight at all. So to those that were saying that, no, you know, this is a strategic move. This is if you did not watch yesterday's press conference and you are still spewing that, it's a strategic move, we can't help you, you know. Now, he also touched on the obvious. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's wife liking comments ka Floyd when he moved to the new party, the MK. Allegedly, let's say allegedly, because he did not mention names, okay? I mean, I was honestly wondering, why is Mbuyiseni so quiet? Like, why is it? I mean, we know 3 people in that party, okay? It's Mbuyiseni that are like always vocal. It's Mbuyiseni, it was Floyd, and Julius Malema. So I was a bit confused because, first of all, I don't see him with press conference held by Floyd, you know. Second of all, he's not, Mbuyiseni is very active on social media, but on this matter, he's just quiet and he's just retweeting stuff without saying anything. And it's like, hey, boo. He just disappeared, Jay. You know, it's quite obvious that he was talking about him, but we're going to use the word allegedly because he did not mention any names. I was also wondering, why is he so quiet? First of all, maybe, honestly, he doesn't know where he stands after Floyd Shivambu. You guys know, Floyd was more closer to Julius than Mbuyiseni. So if what happened between Floyd and Julius, of which, you know, rumor has it, actually, it was Julius who betrayed Floyd regarding the positions and all of that. And now on his press conference yesterday, he's talking about he doesn't care about the positions, he cares about the struggle. I'm like, Reading that article that I read about you going behind Floyd Shivambu's back and actually wanting certain positions for yourself and leaving them out in the dry. And now you are saying that you don't care about positions. But we know all I know is that there's no way you can be in politics and you won't care about positions. Positions means a lot in politics. It means power. Okay? It means power. And I'm hearing him talking about if you are in this party because of positions and you're going to threaten people, if you don't get this certain position, you're going to leave, just go, just leave now. Hey. I'm like, but if the EFF members were to say to you, we do not want you as our president, we want you as an ordinary member, would you stay in the party? Would you agree and stay in the party? His statement was very unfair. If you're gonna be in politics, of course you're gonna care about positions. It comes naturally. Positions means power. Positions means income, a certain income. Let's say you're just an ordinary member who's unemployed, and somehow you get promised this position by the ANC, for example. You are not gonna leave. You're unemployed. An EFF member that is unemployed. You don't have any income. An ANC or MK party promises you a certain position where you're going to get income. You're not going to leave. Hi guys, this is not during the apartheid where the struggle really mattered that much. Yes, we do have a lot of things that we have to deal with political wise in South Africa, things that we still need to fight for, example, the land and all of that. But as a person, as a human being, you are unemployed at this point. An MK party promises you a position where you're going to get income. You're going to stay with the EFF so that you can be loyal to Julius Malema. Right now upstairs. Judge Hashem as social media commentators. We would judge you. We would.
Comrades, we did not join the struggle to be in power. We joined the struggle to liberate our people. And if our people get liberated tomorrow, even before we get into power, we can resign the struggle because our people are liberated. We are not here to self-seek. We must always stick to the principle.